Hi, everybody. I'm here with Mikhail Zorich, and he is the project director for the Philly Multicultural Arts Exchange. And you have so many great things going on. You're providing not just art, but also culture and all kinds of great shows for the Philadelphia community and really everybody because it's virtual. So do you want to talk to us about some of the shows that you have going on, especially right now for the end of the summer?
Sure. Hi, everybody. And again, we had just a little bit of breakdown in the connection. It's still very virtual. And yes, we are a relatively small organization, but we've been around as Multicultural Arts Exchange since 2014. And we concentrated mostly on producing, presenting, and promoting events in Northeast Philadelphia, in Greater Northeast, where it's not too many cultural events, as everybody agreed. So we were kind of first pioneers in this field, and we were able to build a series, kind of a season of cultural events. So we started with Glenford in Delaware, where actually we're going back. I'm going back today for the to prepare for our first live stream.
Okay.
From this location. We are coming back to this location, and it's but very exciting for us, and I'll tell a little bit more about this. But we also work with synagogue, with a big synagogue in Northeast. We work with local senior centers, with Settlement Music School, International House, and other venues. So during these years, we have presented a lot of different programs, different artists, classical, jazz, blues, dance, theater, you name it. And a lot of, but our main kind of focus was to present programs that are, first of all, multicultural, that they appeal not just to one segment, to one audience, but it would be of interest to many, and artists, actually, a lot of our artists were multicultural as well. And also, we always love to mix genres.
Yeah.
That's why it's exchange.
Yeah, I noticed you have a lot of different genres, and you are, you're appealing to so many different, people that have different interests, which is really neat.
And as I have my mentor, I would say, my inspiration for this it's a famous organizer of art salons in Philadelphia, Andrea Clearfield, who actually does kind of a similar thing. She producing every month. She's producing a salon where she brings for 2 hours and a half artists of every possible genre.
Wow.
And every possible nationality, and she just mixing and matching, everybody presenting for maybe 15-20 minutes. But this way, people who never, for example, who claim that they never love jazz, or they hate blues, or they don't understand classical music, they come for something they love, and they stay for something they never heard of, and they convert.
So because there's so much culture and art in the world, so many talented people, especially in our area, how does one get to perform for you? Do they send an audition? Do they email you?
Okay, at this point, it's a more organic process. So we, over the years, first of all, we didn't start in a vacuum, just from scratch. Before that, we were Russian Mosaic Heritage Festival, and we did some programming on Penn's Landing, and we had like a big I would say Rolodex, but now it's an address book of artists of different genres who were, yes, before it was Rolodex. It just shows how they are, and they just. When we started to do these events, all we need to do is reach out and talk to them, and they agree to perform because they already knew each other, worked before, and so on and so forth. And it just grew from there. It's we had, by the way, I would like to name another person who actually influenced me a lot. And he is one of the unsung heroes in Philadelphia classical music. Mr. Kid Creasy, Professor Kid Creasy, He used to be a professor of English as a second language in St. Joseph University, and plus he's a professional musician, so and choir director. So he organized concerts where he featured specifically immigrants, artists who are immigrants from former Soviet Union.
Wow.
So, and he did it for 24 years. Free concerts, artists perform for free parking, at least 3-4 events a week. Last 2 years, his concerts were part of our program. So definitely his artists who performed for him, a lot of them became my very good friends, and we presented them in paid events.
Oh, wow.
Many times.
So speaking of the events, you have an event coming up at the end of the summer.
We right now, let's again, before pandemic, we started, we had scheduled biggest season so far.
Wow.
In our history. It was 9 different events. 3 of them already passed. We had a Jewish operetta concert, we had Kid Basic concert, and we had also a new presenting a new project. We built our own venue right now, studio, and we had 5 different bands playing on the stage for to raise money for this project. So it was on May 1st, but then on March 1st. But then on March 15th, everything stopped. It's when exactly our next event was about to happen. And we definitely were shocked and went into a little bit of reflection. But then we were able to regroup, and maybe a lot of this was thanks to our mutual friend, Zlatina.
Yeah, she's the best.
She's the best. She was performing for us already twice before that with Bar Mama Lotion and Dance. So I interviewed them a couple of times as journalist actually, and yes. She, we kind of got an idea. Okay, let's do this shows that we were planning for May 17th, but we'll do it online.
Yeah, virtual shows. That's the way to
go. Virtual show, yes. And thankfully, the show was already pre-recorded. We just did unlisted shows, so people got a private link to that, and then we had a Zoom talk. This artist and choreographer and the viewers. So it was really great. We did pretty much as well as we would hope to in real life.
Yeah.
And it kind of pushed us to move further, and we started to do other events. We had two interesting initiatives, maybe I would call it, actions. Right when this, all the demonstrations started in writing, and a lot of anger, a lot of bad feelings toward each other. I was afraid to go on social media because I would think I would actually lose a lot of people that I care. So I just decided, okay, let's do an action.
Okay.
When people are, and there's a saying in Russian language that is translated in English as when cannons are talking, muses are quiet.
Okay, wow.
Okay, so we just put this expression, we turn it upside down. So we call our action when muses are talking, world is listening. People are quiet. So we just ask our fans and supporters to stop for one day, commenting, forwarding all these videos, commenting, yelling to each other, and just sit down and listen to music, poetry. And we were able to get a lot of artists contributed their videos, easily pre-recorded alive from all over the world. We had submissions from Sweden, from Ukraine, from Poland, from Italy, and a lot of local artists. So we did this event, we did this action twice, and we're still getting submissions.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I could imagine that because, we are in a time right now where art and culture is so important. And if you can't see it in person, why not do it virtually? And it's good that you had that experience to have that one that you could start off with, because then you saw, okay, now we can do that with everyone. And then you can take life events and things that are going on and kind of, turn it in for the good, because you have art and culture. People need that. They need to have that in order to feel fulfilled. And it's something that, I think is a necessity in our time right now.
Yes, I completely agree. It was completely not, let's say, non-commercial idea.
Right.
It just went from the real frustrations that we felt, and a lot of people supporting it. And we got a lot of, again, submissions, some of them original work. And again, during the process, we realized that people started to actually look at each other's work and say, oh, you know what? I can combine this music with this dance, or I can do this unusual presentation. So, in addition to these two actions, we hosted group muse, this local violin player, violinist and composer. He's half American, half Japanese, Michael Zorich, and again, it was his dream for a long time. But when he had all this, gigs and teaching and everything like that, he couldn't go for it. He always dreamt about playing in anime music on the violin, and he received this opportunity with group music. So we played this. We had hosted this event for Father's Day, and it was so great. His YouTube channel exploded.
Wow.
Just exploded naturally.
Well, also when you're passionate about what you're doing,
exactly.
people want to support you.
Exactly, yes. So the next event we just finished. Actually, we repeated ISA's program, and yes. So people who could not watch before, they did it now, and we still got some people who came. And we actually, last weekend, we presented another guy who was supposed to perform during our season, and he is one of the world's best harp players.
So cool.
He is a Russian guy, but he lives in Switzerland, Sasha Bobodyshev, and he recorded a video for us. Private video for our fans, this music and his commentaries, and we just released it last weekend. It was again, people are still maybe it's a little bit too much right now. So many events, but we got amazing reviews.
I bet you did.
We got amazing. You'll see it in your inbox probably in about an hour.
Okay, can't wait to see it. I mean, it sounds so special, and it's great that you're not only curating local artists, but you have international artists that are performing and giving your people, Philly people, New Jersey, all the local people something to watch, and it's virtual, so anywhere around the world people can tune.
Absolutely. They got it kind of started. All this started this again interesting connection. Back in 2016 and 17. We presented a gentleman from Sweden. He is Russian, Jewish. His name is Mikhail Zorich, and he is considered. He used to curate Nobel laureate concerts for Nobel laureates.
Okay.
He is incredible storyteller. The way he's talking about classical music, I haven't heard anybody. This energy, so he unfortunately he does it only in Russian. So we presented it for Russian-speaking audience, but now he's finally stopped touring. He's 67 and he used to tour all around the world all the time.
Okay.
And he actually presented a couple of videos for one of our actions, and he introduced me to the lady in Italy who is Russian as well, and she's a poet. She's a poet and a violinist.
Wow.
And she introduced us to the Italian groups that did a world tour, supporting different different nonprofit organizations. They became one of the stops. So it was kind of, that's why it's really becoming a world, we're reaching out to a lot of world artists, and I think.
So tell us about this last performer for the summer, at least, right?
Yes, sure. Actually, I'm coming like in about 20 minutes. I'm leaving for Glenford. It's going to be our last performance of the season. And of the season, not of the year, definitely, but of the season. And she is local. She's jazz. She's a jazz singer, Mason Miller, and she's going to be doing a live performance from Glenford on Delaware.
Wow.
It's a gorgeous venue. Again, I love it. We did maybe 15 events there already, and we coming back with this live performance, and we actually, so again, a lot of technical details, a lot of things that need to go right, but I really hope
it will.
Thank you. Yeah. So she's actually a comeback kid because she did have a very good career.
Yeah, I saw her bio. I mean, I know she performed even here in Atlantic City, where I am. And all
yes, she did. She did perform in, I think, in Malaysia, in Burma, a lot around the world. But then she became a mom, and it's kind of stopped. And now she's coming back. She just released her new CD, Midnight Dreams, and she's restarting her performing career as well.
Okay.
So again, we had an arrangement for her live show in the beginning of May. It didn't work. It's going to work now.
Great. And I know we were talking prior to this interview, and you were telling me how you're a historian and you love that. And I think that really ties in with culture and art and history. Do you think that really had an impact as to, why you decided to go this route and become the project director of the Multicultural Arts Exchange?
Actually, it's kind of, again, it's a story of how I got into, cultural events. It was back in '96 when I saw an article in a Russian newspaper written by a lady who was a historian. She was not from the same faculty department I was, but I'm from Kiev, she is from Moscow. But it was from the same, so I kind of felt, okay, it sounds like me. So we connected, we started a lot of things, did a lot of things together, then we kind of went our separate ways. But this bug kind of caught me, bited me, and I couldn't stop.
Wow. That's so cool. I love that. And I don't know all the Eagles players, but apparently your name is similar to one of the Eagles players, right? Since we are Philly based.
Yes, actually, again, I've heard this. I've heard this so many times. Are you related to Zorich? This old Eagle players role? No. I told them, guys, when he was playing, I looked him up. When he was playing, I used to know a completely different football.
That's funny. Well, Michael, it was really great to know you and the Cultural Arts Exchange. I definitely can't wait personally to watch more and see more, and I know everyone else can't either. Can you just tell us the website where we can find more information?
Sure. The actual, the main website is maefila.com, maefila.com. Okay. A lot of information on our Facebook page. Again, it's maefila. And a lot of actual tickets at maefila.org.
Perfect. And that's where people can also donate as well.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, Michael, thank you so much. It was great getting to know you, and we look forward to seeing everything that you have to offer.
Thank you so much, Vicky. It was great talking to you.
Great. Bye, everybody.
Bye.